So I have a student who wants clarification regarding the point I've made that you should spend 2 to 3 days memorizing each NBME exam. I have talked about in my prior clips how before the step 1, you're going to memorize NBMEs 20 through 30. For the step 2, you're going to memorize NBMEs 6 through 11, as well as all the Clinical Mastery Series forms, the NBME subject-specific forms. And I've said that for each NBME exam, it will take you 2 to 3 days to review. The student wants clarification as to why it should take 2 to 3 days. And the reason is because there are repeats that will show up in your real deal. I do not want it to be the case where you merely do a cursory review of your incorrects and then the next day you're on to something else. I want it to be the case where you can literally look at any NBME question you've done from 20 through 30 that's unhighlighted / unanswered, and you can instantly say, yep, that one's D, that one's A, and you could also have a sentence in your mind as to why it was D or why it was A, okay? The repeats are going to show up all over the real deal, all right? I've talked a lot about this. So imagine 20 through 30, that's 2,200 questions, and you've got an NBME pool, a real USMLE pool of perhaps 15 to 20,000 questions. I'm giving you a complete arbitrary figure. We have 1 through 30, okay? That's 6,000 questions. If you were to memorize all those questions, you will see repeats all over the real deal. So you need to best position yourself to encounter those repeats. And then real quick, of course, I have to address the secondary point that students will have about, well, Michael, how many repeats are going to show up on my real deal? What if it's not that many? And my response is, irrespective of the exact number of repeats, recognize that by memorizing the NBME content, when you encounter new questions on your exam that you haven't seen before, you're going to be best calibrated. Your gut instincts will be most intact to be able to answer those questions where you say, I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to go with B. Maybe I saw something similar on EG, NBME 22, but that's just what my gut is, and that's how you're going to maximize your score in the real deal. So if you're getting many questions wrong on the NBME exams, it might take you 3 days to review, fully understand, and memorize. If you're not getting that many wrong, 2 days. And if you feel like you've already studied the NBME questions 6 to 8 hours on a given day, and you're starting to ADHD the fuck out, and you can't look at questions anymore, go through my high-yield PDFs, okay? But when I say spend 2 to 3 days per NBME exam, the main point to drive is that I do not want you just doing a cursory review on a single day, and then the next day you're off to something else where you haven't fully memorized those questions, okay? You know the deal. I'm going to continue making more content. If you like my stuff, subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate your time. That's it.